Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is an OI. It's a tier 6 Japanese super heavy tank. It's located on the south spawn of Mountain Pass and it's under the command of Squirrlynuts of Panic. Well, this beast is normally the target of most Arties, but now you've got an Arty player in a heavy tank. So he's about to find out what it's actually like to be victimized. Yeah, this thing is so slow it makes a perfect target for any Arty who happens to be in the game. And yes, the enemy does have an Arty. It's an M41. Well, he's either armed with the 15cm gun or the 10cm. I think that's the 15cm. Yes, it is. 890 alpha, penetrating 75mm of armor. It's also pretty tough armor at that. In fact, the only part of this tank that really is vulnerable are the boobies right on the front and the sides, if you can get a shell in through the sides. The rest of the tank is pretty tough. And he's going to try a shot across the valley? No. He's got 30 rounds of HE, but he's going to hold on to that until he gets close to the enemy. And of course he's still got that AP rounds. If he wants 20 of those, they'll go through 121mm of armor and do 700 alpha if they do pen. Well, that T-34, he's not going to survive very long if he gets hit by one of these. And that was an Arty round from the M41, and he's now being hit by a P-43. It's bouncing off him. Look at all these rounds. The Leopard trying to get the shells in, just damaged the tracks, that's all. Going for the KV-1S. Yep, 299. Non-penetrating shot, but it still did a lot of damage. And he's now earned a steel wall after only a few seconds of battle. And that's mostly down to the Leopard, who was firing his 30mm cannon and just bouncing off. Yes, Mr. Leopard, go away. You bother somebody else. Oh, 227. Non-penetrating shot, but the KV-1S is now one shot. Now, we don't want to give the sides... Oh, and the Rudy is the first to actually penetrate us. But he only got 27 hit points. KV-1S, you're about to go back to the garage. Oh, what fun this one is. Just imagine if the Japanese had had these. Because, of course, the only opposition they really would have faced was mainly from M4s. And Matildas. Oh god, he just took out the VK-38-1H with one shot. And he bounced all those rounds. He's now bounced 1,335 hit points of damage, and they're still bouncing off him because he's only giving them the front to shoot at. He's going to give those guys a bit of a lesson. Yep, bye-bye to the P-43. And the Leopard goes down, but it wasn't us who killed it. The 40 TP got him. That Rudy is about to get a wake-up call. It probably won't kill him with the first shot, but it's certainly going to badly damage him. Hello. Goodbye. Oh, now we're going to chase him. And he's jumped off the cliff because it's just too much. And now we've got a Panzer T-25. Do him from distance. Line him up. And this is a prolonged execution. Bye-bye. 392. Well, he's lucky. He's very lucky because that shot should have gone straight through his front because Panzer T-25's got no armor. There's a Churchill 7 behind him, and that's a more worthy adversary. And I think he could load... Oh, no, he's gone. He could load the AP for those ones. And bouncing rounds from the 40 TP. Locked on. Well, he's not only earned possibly a high caliber, but a steel wall to boot for bouncing 2,460 hit points. He's not going after the wheelie yet, or is he? He could. He's waiting for the wheelie to come into view. And the Panzer T25, well, he's been taken out. The M41 did try to damage him, got 128 hit points, but that's about it. This thing can move fast if it wants to, but it has to go downhill. There's only 2 enemies remaining. The M41's about to be given his marching orders. Yep, he's gone. And that means the last remaining enemy is the AMD 178B. The Mario Kart. And there he is. He's right up on top of the cliff. It's going to be an eternity before we can get up the rise. I think our teammates are going to see to that AMD. 5960 is chasing him. Oh, and he's found our Arty. Unfortunately. And he's been taken out by the 5916. So that's it. Game over. Yep, he did take some damage. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. Well, that was a very enjoyable game. He managed to get a first-class tanker in the OI, squirrlynuts. He managed to get a fire for effect, a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He got 4. A shell proof for blocking more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle. A duelist for taking down 2 tanks who managed to damage him. A hand of God for surviving the battle having been damaged by 4 different enemy vehicles. A bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 13 in that one. A cool-headed for surviving 10 ricochets or non-penetrating shots in a row thanks to the leopard. A high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game courtesy of the 15cm gun. And the steel wall for all the contestants who tried to take him down and absolutely failed. That was hilarious. Let's have a look at the win 8. 4,973. Yes, I can see the attraction of these vehicles now. They are a bit slow. They are the target for Arty, but they are just so much fun when the enemy cannot penetrate you and if they're aiming at the wrong spots. So let's have a look at team score. 1,768 hit points of damage. The next highest scorer was the 40 TP on the enemy team, and he was the only other player who managed to get over 1,000 hit points. He got 1,328. When it came to kills, he's got the top with 4. The 40 TP managed to get 3, and then only a couple of members of his own team managed to get more than 1 kill, the 5916 and the Type 64. And when it came to base XP, yes, because he's got the top in all 3 columns, 1,067 base experience points, the only player to get over 1,000. 589 went to the MX ELC Biz, and 557 to the VK3001H, who spent a large amount of the battle sitting directly behind squirrlynuts, using him as a mobile roadblock to actually get at the enemy without being killed himself in the process. So, detail report. 7 shots fired, 7 direct hits, 1 penetration on the enemy, 7 splash, damage of 1,768 hit points, of which 392 were at more than 300 meters. 56 hits received from the enemy. 56. 4 penetrations. Only 4. 51 non-penetrations and 4 hits by way of splash damage courtesy of the M41 HMC, who valiantly tried to take him out of the game but just couldn't land a shell directly on him. 2,570 hit points of damage blocked, 3 enemy vehicles spotted, 5 enemy vehicles damaged, 4 killed, and 303 hit points of damage assistance. On a free-to-play account, he earned 24,567 credits from that game, got 5,159 for holiday ops, and after repair and ammunition resupply, took away 20,587 credits. He got 2 bonds, one for the high caliber and the other one for the steel wall. 1,067 base XP, 5,869 from holiday ops completing the missions, and took away 6,936 altogether. That was a lot of fun watching those shells bounce off time and time again. They weren't aiming for the weak spots. In fact, the only tank who actually realised that there was a weak spot was the Rudy, who actually did fire at the boobies, and the P43, who was actually trying to shoot into the side of the OI. If only he'd actually switched or had premium ammo, I think he might have been able to get through. But of course he stayed in the same position and allowed squirrelynuts to take him out the game with a nice little derp. So the king of derp, well, king of derp, I hate using that phrase in the KV2s around because KV2 gets jealous. After all, he is the strong tank. And yes, this is a very good and very fun tank to be in so long as there's no Arty in the game. If there's Arty in the game, it's absolute hell on earth because Arty will be landing every shot he can on you to take you out the game as quickly as possible. I hope you enjoyed that battle. If you did, please give the video a like, do subscribe to our channel and hit the notification button. And thank you for watching and Merry Christmas!